Okay.
Right.
We're recording. And do you want me to go first?
Yeah, right.
Okay. All right. Hello, my name is Carol, and I'm a nurse practitioner, and I'm also going to be your therapist. I want to welcome you, and I'm glad that you came. Just a few things. Just wanted to talk a little bit about confidentiality, and I wanted you to know that what we say here remains between you and I, unless that you would tell me that you were thinking about hurting yourself or someone else.
Okay.
And what brings you here today?
I lost my wife almost 6 months ago.
Okay.
It has been really, really lonely for me. So because of that, I've been really depressed. Then I started drinking.
Okay.
So it got to a stage that I couldn't do anything. So people asked me to come over to look for help.
Okay.
To find a way to stop drinking. So that's why I'm here.
Okay. So your wife passed away almost 6 months ago, and
Yes.
have you've been having a lot of thoughts about her?
Yeah, I've been thinking about her. I've been really, really like lonely. Sometimes I'm feeling like guilty.
Okay.
About my wife, not like I was there for her, but I was just thinking I didn't do enough.
Okay. Can you tell me what she passed away from?
Yeah, she passed away 6 months ago. Like she had a cancer.
Okay.
Cancer. Yeah, she had a cancer. So
now, were you taking care of her at home when she passed away?
Yeah, I did. I was always with her all the time. But I'm still thinking that I didn't do enough, even though I was there throughout the time. I wish I could do more.
Okay. Do you blame yourself for her passing away?
I didn't. I didn't blame myself because we both knew she will pass away, but
Okay.
could just I wish I could do more when she was alive, but
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Now, you've been feeling depressed?
Yes, I'm really depressed. Thinking about her, very lonely. So
Okay. All right. I want to talk a little more about your feelings. Now, before your wife passed away, were you more active? Like as far as going out and friends?
yeah. Before it was really before she got sick. Yeah, I was very active. Always I always like go to gym. Always I'm really active.
Okay.
Active, but since she fell herself, she was sick, so I have to stay with her. So that thing made me cut a lot of my friends off, like stop seeing most of my friends. So I think that was where my isolation started from.
Okay. So you were spending a lot of time taking care of your wife, and of course, due to that, you weren't able to, see your friends.
No, I couldn't.
Now, were there any hobbies or things that you were doing before your wife passed away?
Yeah, I used to go to gym. Then I used to go to there's a nursing home beside my house, near my house. I usually go there to read, just like a volunteer. Usually does that before my wife fell sick.
Is that something that you would like to try and do again?
Yeah, definitely. I will try. I think yes. I think I'm going to start, even if it's once a week. I'm going to try. Go back. nursing home and see what I could do.
Okay, that would be a good idea. Are there any friends who have tried to get in touch with you and try to talk with you, or try to maybe have you go out and meet with them?
Yeah, some of my, like two of my friends call, but I haven't returned their calls. But I think I will try and call them back and see what's happened. Yeah.
Okay. Now, you were saying that you were feeling depressed.
Yes.
Okay. So you haven't been going out, you've been staying in the home a lot. And now, are there things that you were doing before that maybe you've been avoiding since your wife passed away?
Yeah. Yeah, I've been like going to my community,
Okay.
everything. I've been affording all those.
Okay. And do you feel that you feel more distant from people?
Yeah, very distant. I've been really isolative. I really isolate myself for past 6 months.
Okay. Now, I know that you are experiencing grief. Do you still have images or thoughts about your wife?
Yeah, sometimes, yes, I'm still like seeing her, like especially when I'm thinking about her. I always think about. I always imagine her image, all the time.
Well, how often would you say you think about her?
Um, Maybe like in a day, maybe like 8 hours sometimes.
So you think a lot about her.
Yeah, or 10 hours. So I'll always like.
Okay. Now, are there places that maybe that you went with her in the past that remind you of her and that maybe you maybe have not wanted to go to?
Yeah, we went to everywhere together. Everywhere we've been to everywhere together. A lot of places. Yeah, but I'm not looking towards going to those places for now because going remind me of her. So
Okay.
yeah, we went to a lot of places. Anywhere we always together.
Okay. Now, do you have a history of depression or anxiety?
No, this is the first time I'm experiencing this. Yeah.
Okay. Because with depression, some people will isolate themselves, not go out and go out with people or socialize with family. And are you having difficulty? Are there's difficulty with sleeping?
Yes, actually, most of the time. That's why I started drinking so that it can help me fall asleep.
Okay. How much are you drinking per day?
Like almost 6 pack.
Okay. A beer, 6 beers?
Yes, yeah, pack a day.
Okay. When did you start drinking the beer every day?
I think it started like a month after my wife passed away. Then I realized I couldn't sleep. I couldn't. So I started drinking so that it can put me to sleep.
Okay. So are you using alcohol to help you sleep?
Yes.
When you try to go to sleep, are you thinking about your wife?
Yes, always.
Okay.
Wow.
So you're thinking about her and it makes it difficult for you to sleep.
Yes.
Okay. Now, how about your appetite?
Maybe like once a day. It's really, really. I only maybe once a day. I eat once a day. I'm not like most of the time. I just sat there looking at the TV. Sometimes just looking. Maybe sometimes I only eat lunch. Sometimes my appetite is not that good.
It's important that, that you eat and get the nutrition that you need. And you said feelings of guilt about your wife passing
Yes,
away?
yes,
A lot of the symptoms that you're having are consistent with depression. As I said, it does interfere with social activities. You're not sleeping as well. You're not eating as well. So sometimes what happens when someone passes away, a person has difficulty with grief, and they sometimes blame themselves and feel guilty. And if these feelings last for a long time and start to interfere with your life, such as the social activities and isolating yourself, and it can be considered to be complicated grief.
okay,
And therapy has been known to help. I would like for you to continue with therapy. I'd like to see if we can find some more effective ways for you to deal with grief.
okay.
Now, you said there were some activities that you like to do, and you're thinking about going back and getting involved with some friends. And I think you said you were going to a nursing home volunteering.
Yes,
It's really important after someone's passed away to try and prevent yourself from being so isolated. It really does help to recontact with friends. Now, as far as your family, do you have family that live nearby?
yes. My daughter, she live not far away from me.
Okay. How often are you seeing her?
Maybe once in a week. She usually come like every weekend.
Okay. Now, are you able to go and see her?
Yeah, it's like I've not tried.
Okay. Well, that's something that I'd like for you to do. Also, interact more with her. Has she noticed any changes since?
Yeah, she did. She was the one that asked me to.
Okay. Okay, so she's noticed there's been some changes since
Yes, yes. Mm-hmm.
your mom has passed away.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, do you feel like you're having difficulty accepting that your wife passed away?
I think that's the problem. I think, yes, I'm having a little difficulty, like just thinking that maybe I could do something. I could have done more for her to stay longer. I think, yeah.
Okay. A lot of people have feelings, and we know. Oh, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Sorry, just the internet. Family is really important. They do often notice that there's been some changes. Now, you had any thoughts of wanting to be with her
Yeah, with my,
wife?
yeah, it was, yes, but I know I couldn't. I know that's not possible, but I always think about it.
Okay. Now, have you had any thoughts of taking your life?
No, not at all.
Okay. All right. If you ever do, I want you to make sure that you call me. Okay. And so that we can talk. Sometimes people have a lot of guilt, and because of that, think about taking their life.
Okay.
So I want to talk also about the drinking. The drinking can affect your appetite also, and actually alcohol is a depressant and can make you feel even more depressed.
Okay.
Are you willing to try and decrease the amount of alcohol that you?
Yes, yes, I will. Yes.
Okay, all right. And just that's something that is important for you to decrease, and the goal of eventually finding another way of coping with the grief.
Okay.
Now, you said that you used to go to the gym. Do you think you can go back and try maybe at least once or twice a week to go back to that?
Yes, I will. I will try.
Okay. Now, is there anything else that you think that you would be able to do to help you with your grief?
Yeah, I'm planning to go back to the nursing home near my house.
Okay.
Yeah, because I usually go there before like 2, 3 times a week. So I'm planning
Okay.
back.
Okay. Well, I would like to continue meeting with you, and before our next meeting, if you could call and let them know that you want to come back.
Okay.
And would you be able to get in touch with a friend who has, maybe been trying to get in touch with you since your wife passed away?
Yes, I will. I will call both of them, both of my
Okay.
friends. Definitely call them.
Okay. It's, as I said again, it's really important to not be isolated.
Okay.
There are, no, therapy does work and will help you with your coping skills and try to help you so that you don't feel guilty about, what occurred with your wife.
Okay.
Now, your wife, was she sick before she passed
Yeah.
away?
Yeah, she was.
Okay. She had cancer,
Yeah, she had cancer.
and people will feel guilty sometimes because they feel they didn't do as much as they could.
Hmm.
Your wife, was she accepting that she was going to pass away?
Yeah, actually we realized that she will pass away like 6 months before I died.
Okay.
So we did everything, but she agreed and she let it go.
Okay. Now, there are groups that are for people who have lost a loved one, and people go and talk about their feelings. And sometimes that's really helpful to know that there are other people that have the same kind of feelings that you have.
Okay.
Talking with other people in a group who are experiencing the same thing, a lot of times can be very helpful. So,
Okay.
information about that. Now, sometimes antidepressants can be used along with therapy. Right now, I want to continue with therapy, but if needed, would that be something you would consider?
Yes, I will.
So you would consider taking antidepressant. Okay. I do want you to try and work on your appetite also. It's very important
Okay.
to make sure you're getting proper nutrition.
Okay.
The alcohol, as you decrease the alcohol, that will help with your appetite because alcohol sometimes can suppress that. And as
Okay.
far as sleep, um, we can talk about using melatonin. That sometimes will help people to fall asleep. It's not a narcotic, so there aren't really a lot of side effects to it.
Okay.
Okay. And as I said, I would like for you to come back. And are you willing to come back and talk with me?
Yeah, yeah, definitely I will come back.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that you came, and I do want to help you work through your grief. And I will, as I said, give you information about the support groups, and we'll work together to try to find ways to help you to get over your grief and
Okay.
decrease the isolation that you're feeling.
Okay then.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll see you next week. Thank you.
Okay, see you.
The internet, I had a message that the internet was unstable. That's why I was,
Yeah, it was I think
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so my name is Margaret. Welcoming you to this today's section. So first of all, I want to let you know I know you've already signed the consent with my secretary. Consent is for me to treat you, giving me the right to treat you. Also, I would like you to know that this section will be it's going to be a private one, just between me and you. It's confidential. Everything we discuss that we're going to discuss will be just between me and you. The only time that I have to discuss with somebody else apart from you and me will be if you tell me about I'm yours or somebody else.
Okay.
So why are you here today? Can you tell me about it?
Yes. My wife, she passed away about 6 months ago, and I've been feeling just really kind of down, and my family wanted me to come here and talk to someone because they're concerned that I'm staying in the house all the time, and I have been drinking more than I normally do.
Okay. So, your wife passed away uh 6 months ago. So, before your wife passed away, what have you been doing?
Well, I really haven't been doing really. I just stay in the house. I haven't been doing much. I only go out, if I have to go to the grocery store or maybe for a doctor's appointment. But otherwise, yeah, I just stay in the house.
So, since she passed away, are you going out at all? Are you able to go anywhere since she passed away?
No, I don't. I don't. There are like restaurants and places we used to go, and I really don't want to go there because it makes me think of her.
Okay.
And I haven't been really going and seeing my family very much either. I just stay inside all the time.
So, so let's talk about your feeling. So, how are you feeling? Like, are you like depressed, or how are you feeling? Can you tell me more how you're feeling?
Well, I do feel kind of down. I think about her all the time, and I sleep a lot during the day, but then at night I can't fall asleep because I think about her.
Okay.
And I know it's not good for me to stay in the house all the time. And at night, because I have a hard time sleeping, I've been kind of self-medicating and just drinking beer.
So you're drinking. How many? What are you? What kind
Um,
are you drinking?
well, I'm drinking beer, and I drink about a six-pack almost every night, most days of the week.
That's too much. So what do you think the beer will help you to do?
Well, I think it helps me sleep. I sleep so much during the day, and then at night I can't sleep, and it helps me sleep. It helps me go to bed.
So before your wife passed away, were you able to sleep without drinking?
Um, I was. I mean, I had difficulty sleeping, but eventually I would fall asleep. But I wasn't drinking before she passed away. Maybe just socially, but not every night.
Okay. So, do you think you can try something else uh, to help you sleep instead of alcohol?
Well, I'd like to. I mean, I'd like to take something that would help me to sleep because I know that drinking alcohol isn't a good thing. But I mean, I would be willing to try something.
Okay. So we can figure out medication, like there's a lot of over the counter sleeping med that can help you to sleep. There's
Okay.
so we can figure out one of them for you
Okay.
to use for now instead of drinking. So also, is there any way you can cut the drinking down a little bit? At least not at once, but little by little, cutting them down bottle at a time. Is it possible? Is it something you can try?
Yeah, I'll do that. I know I need to decrease it so I can, work on drinking less than six a day.
Okay. So also with your mood. So do you think what kind of um, exercise or what kind of activities do you usually do before your wife passes away? Do you have any activities you usually do?
I'm sorry, did I what?
Do you have any activity like that you usually do before your wife passes away?
Oh, well, I used to like to golf,
Okay.
but when she became sick, I couldn't do that anymore.
So have you tried golfing since she passed away?
No, No, I haven't really been in touch with the people that I used to golf with, and I don't, even know if they are still golfing, and I just, I haven't tried to get back into that.
So do you think you can try at least go back, even if once a while, once a week? You think you can try that?
Yeah, I mean, I can go and just, do a couple holes of golf
Okay.
and see how it goes.
Yeah. So just to help you get out of the house for now. So that would
Okay.
be a good idea. So do you
Okay.
have any close family?
My children, I have three children. My daughter lives close by, and I have two sons. The one's maybe half an hour away, and my other son lives in the state.
Okay. So are they coming over at all to see you?
My daughter tries to check in on me a few times a week, and my son, who lives close by, he comes over like once a week. And my other son out of state, he can't really come a lot, but he does call me.
Okay. So have you tried and visit your son and daughter? Have you tried to visit them at all since your wife passed away?
No, my son who lives out of state, he told me, I can come whenever I want, but I know he's busy, and I don't. He's married, and I don't want to bother him too much.
So what about your kids that live nearby you?
My daughter invites me over every Sunday for dinner, so I do see her and my son-in-law and my grandchildren. I enjoy, I think the one joy that I have is seeing my grandchildren.
Okay, that's good. So that would be a good idea for you to continue to like go over there. You can even go over there instead of them coming over. You can also go over to their houses. So that's a good. So did they notice anything, any different, any changes in your mood or your?
Well, when my daughter comes over, she notices, yeah, I'm not keeping the house up really well, and I close all the blinds, and she thinks that's not good because it's really dark in the house, and she just thinks that makes me more depressed.
Yeah. So also, I could be. Do you have issue of depression?
Before,
Yes, before.
no, I didn't have a history of, I don't have a history of depression.
Okay, and there's no history of depression in your family.
Um, Not that I'm aware of. I don't think so.
So okay, so because of depression, I can try one of the antidepressants. So maybe you can try it with a low dose and see how it works.
Okay.
So we can start from there to help you with your mood. Also, are you using any drug at all? Like cocaine,
No, no,
not any drugs. Okay.
no.
So are you thinking about harm yourself, suicidal? Are you suicidal at all?
No, I'm just, just feeling down.
Yeah, okay.
But no, I haven't thought about hurting myself.
Okay. Okay. So first of all, we have to figure out uh, the antidepressant that will work well for you
Okay.
from the year so that will help you with your mood. Then you will try and go golfing. You want to try that? One for okay, so you try that. Is there anything else that you usually do before that you think you can do?
Um, I used to volunteer at the hospital,
Okay,
before my wife initially started getting sick. I liked doing that.
okay. So do you think you can go back to the nursing home also and
Yeah, I think so. They're always for
volunteer?
people to volunteer, so I'm sure they would, let me come
Okay,
back.
okay, okay, that's good. Also, in the community, they usually have this program that's it's like a group of people that is in the same position like you, that lost somebody, one husband or a wife or one family. So they usually have group in the community. I would also like you to try and see if there's any group like this, like a support group in your community. So in that group, everybody just like discuss um, their own problems so that for you to know that you are not alone in this.
Okay.
Like you, if you can go, even if it's only once a week. I will do some research and see if I can find some support group for you to go. So that will really help you with your grief. So
Okay.
you can try.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. Also, do you have any friends at all?
I do. I just haven't really been in touch with them, for a while since, with my wife being sick.
Okay. So is there any way you can try and get in touch with, even if it's one of them?
Yeah, I've been meaning to do that. I have a really good friend that I've known for a long, long time, and yeah, I've been thinking that I need to get in touch with him.
So that would be a good idea to get in touch with him so that at least because you need to socialize more instead of uh, sitting in the house yourself in the dark. You can go out, walk, take a walk, go out with your friends, go to group, go to community. There's a lot of program in the community that you can attend that will help you to socialize, to let you forget at least for that moment what you're thinking about. Is this something you can try?
Yeah, yeah, I'll get in touch with my friend and call about getting back into volunteering.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Also, for the drinking part, there's also a group called AA meeting. It's like a meeting. They call them AA meeting. They usually have it most of the community. So going there, everybody talk about uh, what's going on, why they are drinking, the reason why they're drinking. So also a good place for you to go to attend a meeting like that. It will also help you to cut down your drinking, and from cutting down, you can stop drinking. And that would be a good thing if you can try that also.
Okay.
Okay. So for today, I would like to see you more so that we can talk more about this. Okay. Can you tell me what's your goal for coming to see me to talk to me today? What's your goal?
Well, I want to feel better, and I don't want to stay in the house all the time, and just want to get. I know my wife passed away, and I just want to feel like, I guess, maybe living again, and just
Okay.
seeing, going out and just not staying in the house all the time.
Okay. So now we have the goal. So now you have to put all this in practice and work well. So first of all, you will try and go golf more. Is this something
Okay.
right? Then the plan was for you to go to the nursing home and do some volunteer job. It's something
Okay.
okay. So also for you to get in touch with your friends.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll do that.
Okay. Also for you to attend some support group in your area that can help
Okay.
also with your drinking. So
Okay.
with all this, if by next week when we see, I'd like you to come and tell me. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So by next week, I would like to discuss more about this. Is that okay?
Okay, that's fine.
Okay then. So I would like to see you next week so that we can talk more. Okay. Okay then. Okay, so see you next week.
Okay.
You were moving around.
You know what? Hold on. My husband, I locked him